The research that's been done, and it was a 17-year study, showed that if you burn early in the spring, then you take away the litter layer that's on the surface of the soil, and so you get an increased runoff. So the upshot of all of it is, the earlier you burn, the less water you're going to have for growth of the plants. If you want to get an increased livestock gain, and that's about 32 pounds on a steer, or more, depending upon the year. But if you want to get that, you have to burn in the season that you want that gain to occur. If you don't burn, you won't get it. If you're in a steer operation in the Flint Hills of Kansas, then you burn every year. Now, the other issue is if you're just trying to use fire as a mechanism for reducing woody species increases in the pasture, then you must burn at least 3 years in a row. When we burn, if that smoke from that fire is carried into a metropolitan area, that will then put them above the EPA level, compliance level. And so one of the ways that EPA has thought, well, we can just reduce that by having them burn when the smoke won't go across in that metropolitan area. And so we developed a system that has a model on it that tells a rancher when he burns where his smoke's going to go. And if he can avoid doing that by burning at a different time. And that's the critical issue, is that many times there is no option. So the ranchers are trying to comply, but just due to the fact that we have weather issues that confound it, and wind direction, all of those things, and wind speed that impact when you can burn, there's still going to be time when ranchers burn and blow smoke across metropolitan areas. And it's a fact. As a rancher, in order to exist out there in a profitable manner, I have to burn. And in order to sustain this as a warm season for the grassland, it must be burned. And so it is a conundrum, I guess would be the best way to approach it, in that we cannot not burn. We must burn in order to maintain this system. And in reality, we must burn in order to sustain an economic enterprise in the Flint Hills region with steer grazing operations.